Hello, everybody. VG time here. This is round two of the Rising Phoenix Odyssey Dragon Ball Tuber tournament. And here I am with JayZ of Team Beserk, also one of the organizers for the Upper Hand Dragon Ball circuit that you see me play on Tuesdays over on Twitch. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jay.
Uh, well, I'm the captain of Team Berserk, XTD Team Deck Planet. Um, we've got a bunch of Canadian players that are part of the team, and we've expanded a bit. We've got an American team and then also a European team, hence the Team Deck Planet. Uh, as you said, I am the one of the organizers for the Upper Hand Super Series, where we give away a case worth of boosters at the end of the season. And then also, I'm not sure if you've heard about Fight Night with Ken cards. Him and I are also one of the originators for Fight Night.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, guys, I will have a link to anything related to Team Berserk over on YouTube down in the description below. And we're just going to get into this game where it is Super Saiyan God Son Goku versus U7 Goku. In this game, Jay has won the die roll, so he'll be going first. And let's go. All right, future VG time here. I'm going to be walking through the play-by-play of this. I'm going to discuss the strategy I imposed on this game and talked about where things went right, where things went wrong. So the strategy came into play because I realized the deck roll from the first two games. First game, I tried to race him and that went really poorly. Second game, I tried to manage his resources, his board position, and then push when it was right. Worked out well. So going second, it becomes even more important to play the more controlling role between the two decks. So the goal here was to not hit him, get the 5 Saiyans into the drop because he has to swing on me, and instead of taking life off the leader skill, just pitch draw, take the life off the hit of the attack. That right there made a lot of sense. It was actually a working strategy, but the first mistake comes up at the end of this turn. And I'm going to see if you notice it. So now I'm at 2 Saiyans in the drop. He makes the Goku, which is a 19k beater. He swings with the Goku and then combos. So I pitch a card, draw a card, take the hit, and I'm at 3 Saiyans in the drop. Then he pays 1 for this Frieza that dual attacks and costs 1, which doesn't make sense. And he swings. Again, strategy is in place. Pitch a card, draw a card. And then he swings again. He has like 5 cards in hand. I think about what I'm going to pitch. I pitch the Secret Identity and draw a card and take the life. So now the turn is over, and you probably did not see the first mistake, but you'll see it right here. The first mistake is that I did not combo an additional card. I went for the ape, which was definitely a good play to make if I had the additional card in the drop. So I was supposed to combo one more Saiyan, so I could then put 5 underneath my leader, awaken, draw 3, and then swing, untap 1, draw 1, have 2 energy open, and drew 6 cards. And then a lot of things become easier at that point. But I didn't think it through quite long enough, and now I'm hemorrhaging cards where I didn't need to. For instance, when I swung at that Frieza, if it was the backside, it would have only been the super combo. It would have put it up to 25, and he would have been, priced out of being able to play the game. Now, because I didn't do what I was supposed to do, I'm in a position where I could have awoke on that turn still, drew 3, untapped 1, but I was under the impression, and this is mistake number 2, that I should save my awakening for my next turn. And I need to just, weather the storm and get through it. Bad idea. I already messed up. I should have just awakened, drew the cards, had been at 15, and it would have caused me to use significantly less cards this turn. For instance, his 10k swing with his leader would have just been a 10k swing. He would not have been able to hit me unless he used cards from his hand. This attack right here with the 17 could have been beamed out of, and then the Goku is no longer a problem. And that would have probably ended the turn or became pretty close to ending the turn. And I would have had 2 energy open. He comes out with the Jiren, but I wouldn't have really worried about the Jiren because he would have swung with the Jiren. I would have negated the attack because I had a negate in hand and called it a day. But instead, I didn't awaken, took this 2. I bled like 4 extra cards that they didn't need to bleed. And here he comes with the new ruler. He swings on me. And he doesn't really have cards in his hands to really combo hard. So here I am super comboing. Again, if I beamed and I was at 4, he wouldn't even attempted that play. Comes back here. And on this turn, I make my power play. But I'm already down, like, again, probably about 5 cards at this point that I missed. Just due to these misplays. And here is the Gogeta Unison, SS3. The one that protects your Saiyan life total. I put really good cards underneath my leader that combo themselves when you send them from the underneath the leader to the drop. So I was supposed to draw one more card here, so that is card number at least 6 that I missed. Not counting the misplay on turn 2. And I swing and I tap additional and I beam onto the Unison so that I could possibly clear his board. So I come in. I believe I get to clear the Goku or the 17. I think he goes to the 17. Oh no, it was a Goku. He super comboed out of it. Then I swung, I believe, on the 17. And he had to let the 17 die. Alright, so I pass the turn back. I have 3 energy open. And the concept was I have the new Goku negate in hand. I was going to yam this dude on the table and put him in a really awkward position. And that concept made sense, except for a couple of things make it a little bit less appealing. So one thing that went in my favor was that he ticked up the Jiren. So if he didn't tick up the Jiren, this play was horrible. Because all he had to do was just minus the Jiren, kill it, and then maybe produce another Unison. But this is what makes U7 kind of a gross deck. So the issue U7 has, the reason why I think it's so strong and is a little bit too good, is that it has all the aggression you need of any like type of red aggro based deck, but it also has tons of removal, and it's indiscriminate removal. They have removal that ignores barrier, and they got multiple copies of it. They got full board wipes, and here's an example of ignoring barrier. He plays his Vegeta for 2, minus 15's my Goku, ignoring barrier, and it's a 20k critical that draws him a card. Now, here's mistake number 3 or 4. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. But basically, I should have just let this guy die. He was at 5. Should have let this guy die. But I said, oh, I can protect it. Don't ever do that. Just let it die. I understand it's a cool card. You just let it die. So future Tim knows, just let it die. So here I am putting 1, 2, 3 into the drop to untap an energy and draw a card. To then combo that, and then I used the whole beam. Like everything I did to protect this card was insane. and I wasted so many cards to do this. So the better play would have been to let it die, and then when he swung on my leader, use the effect, being up, and then at that point, again, it would have probably ended the turn. So here I am playing a Heroic Prospect, which, you know, as cool as it's a negate, but it's completely pointless at this time because everything he's playing costs 4 or less, and he's at 4 energy. So comes out here, he takes and he plays the Frieza, just kills the Heroic Prospect. The Frieza minus 15 is a battle card because why not? On top of being 1 in dual attacking. And now I'm just going to lose this guy anyway after I burned all those cards to protect it. So he's going to swing. It's too rich for my blood. It dies. Should have just let it die to begin with. 20 crit coming my way. Here I am making this play, which is cool. But here's the problem. And I wish there was a really great way for me to pause this footage while it's going on. But basically, if I did the play that I should have done, which was let the Goku die, I could have made one of those Gohans on my opponent's turn. That would have forced out the counterplay. Then, when he came in, I could have Gogeta'd. He wouldn't have had the counterplay to deal with the... I mean, with the Gotenks, he wouldn't have had the counterplay to deal with the Gotenks. So anyway, hindsight always 20/20, right? So here he is, he's coming in, and he puts me down to 1. So putting me down to 1 puts me in range of his ultimate. Now, the other option I could have done was just lose every card in my hand and not go to 1, but I needed to be up on cards. He is down to 5 cards in hand to my 5 cards, so we're even, and I needed to be able to deal with the board state. So here he Violent Raise, and he pitches a card, so he's down to 3 cards. He names Unisons because, you know, that's all he really sees out there. And, you know, I go, cool. So my next play is to play this Vegeta, get rid of 2 of his battle cards, and then this guy right here is a dual attacker. So the first thing I do is leader to Goku, super combo. This was actually not the right play. The right play was Vegeta to Goku for 20. See if he lets it die. If he let it die, I will restand leader to Jiren, draw a card, and I would have still had a super combo in hand with the energy up. And then I could have done Vegeta to Jiren and knock the marker off. Because what he didn't want to do was -3 and just lose the Jiren for nothing with only 3 cards in hand. So now he's under a soft lock with the 20k Vegeta and Gogeta Unison. And he has to be able to out one or the other. Or he could just draw the ultimate, which is what he does right here. So my hope was that since he didn't mill the ultimate and whatnot, he only had 3 cards in his hand, that it would have been in his life or one of the last cards of his deck. Instead, he rips it off the top because he's a good player and he gets rid of my board. So mistakes were made, learn from them, and good luck with your next games. This is JayZ from Team Beserk. He played a very good game. I just got to play better, and I hope to make a run through the loser bracket. So keep rooting for me, guys. I'll catch you next time, and this is VG Time signing out.